Now I would like to share with you some tips that help me to memorize the Quran. So tip number one, have the right intention. Remind yourself why you are memorizing the Quran, and it should be a good intention, right? So tip number two, be patient. And this is an obvious one, right? We're gonna struggle, but we have to be patient. Number three, don't set a goal of the number of ayahs to memorize each day, but set a specific amount of time each day. So for example, what I do is I just say today I'm gonna read 30 minutes, and I do that every day. So every day I set 30 minutes to memorize the Quran. I don't say I'm gonna read I'm gonna try and memorize 5 ayahs. I just say I'm gonna set 30 minutes, and if I memorize 1 ayah, that's good enough. And then I want to share with you a hadith that would explain tip 4, 5, and 6, right? The hadith, our Prophet says, the likeliness of the one who memorizes the Quran is that of the owner of a howled camel. If he tends to it regularly, he will keep it, but if he lets it go, he will lose it. This means that the Quran, we can easily forget it if we don't practice. So tip number 4, continuity. Try not to miss a single day. Each day set 30 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever you can do, and try to memorize the Quran. And tip number 5, use the ayahs that you learned that day in prayers, or the ones that you learned the day before in prayers, right? Because you want to practice as much as you can. And number 6, keep your mind clean. If you watch or do bad stuff, you will surely not have space in your mind to hold the Quran. So we want to keep our mind clean and our hearts clean. Number 7, read out loud. For some reason this helps me to hear my voice, so that might help you as well. Another thing that helps me, which is maybe weird, but which is tip number 8, and that is sometimes I walk as I recite. I walk, and this is similar like when you see someone talking on the phone and then they're walking. So this helps me, so this might help you as well. Number 9, stay far away from electronics like phones, laptops. Use them only when you need to, like for example, if you need to listen to an ayah on the phone, then you can use your phone, but other than that, stay away from electronics. Tip number 10, read slowly in the beginning so you don't make any mistakes. So when you just read in the ayah the first time, read slowly, and so that you don't make any mistakes, right? Number 11, concentrate. So don't do anything else while reciting the Quran, right? When the time comes for Quran, forget everything, you just concentrate on the Quran. Like shaitan will come and try to tell you, for example, you forgot to check your email, or you forgot to call someone to tell them about lunch, or you forgot to read the bills that just came in, right? So you should not break concentration unless if it's an emergency. And tip number 12, be comfortable when you are reciting the Quran, right? And dress comfortably as well. For example, if I just have dinner, or if I just had dinner, then I would go and brush my teeth just because I want some of the food in my mouth while I'm reciting, right? Because that bothers me. So I don't know, that might bother you as well, but be comfortable when you are reciting, do whatever you have to, right? Tip number 13, and that is to read and recite the Quran in a quiet place. Lock yourself in your room if you have to. Tip number 14, motivate yourself. So one thing that motivates me, there's an ayah in the Quran that says, and we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance. So is there anyone who will remember? So I ask myself, I try to answer God in saying, I will remember. And I always keep this ayah in my head to motivate myself. And I hope that it motivates you as well. And that's it. So 14 tips. I hope that you have learned something, and I hope that these tips and steps will help you memorize the Quran. Please let me know if you have any more tips that you can share with us. Yeah, I hope you memorize the Quran, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.